Hi everyone, my name is Sarah Mar and I want to make this video to go over my recovery journey, how it is and how it's going. Recovery is not like an overnight thing and I had to learn that the hard way, but I'm gonna tell you what to expect and how it actually is. So let me go over the symptoms, and you can skip this part. I'm gonna probably put where the rest of the video for recovery is at, but I'm gonna go over the symptoms and you tell me if you relate to any of them or not. There's a lot, because once you go through DPDR, it's a lot. Unreality, nothing felt real, not even myself, nothing. Everything felt like I was just floating outside of my body. Anyways, unreality, I didn't know who I was. I felt like just eyeballs. I kept getting weird sensations on my forehead, like it's numb. I got brain fog, my vision was delayed, choppy. Sometimes when I looked, it was like slow or disoriented. I got dizziness, I was constantly nauseous. I got OCD. It was not like, whoa, I got OCD, but I got symptoms from it. Like at points I would think that if I didn't feed the dog a certain way that everybody was gonna die, or I was gonna die, or I was gonna think about it all day and it was gonna drive me insane. The impending doom, that was one of the first symptoms actually, with the derealization and depersonalization. It just feels like all of a sudden like your heart drops and you feel like something bad is about to happen, like something's gonna happen, but nothing really happens. Palpitations in the morning, I would wake up and have like it was insane. I would get tingling sensations on my body. It was hard to swallow for some reason. Sometimes like whenever I would hyper focus on swallowing, I couldn't stop and I felt like it was the hardest thing to do. I got insomnia, fatigue, trouble reading, can't focus, muscle weakness, especially on my legs, back and neck tension, shaking, I would be shaking a lot, tinnitus at night or whenever everything would become silent, I would just be like, zee. Chest tightness, cold flashes. I would get randomly really cold, like it would just feel like it would take over my body and the inside. Anyways, my speech felt unreal. Whenever I would talk, it would feel like it's not me really talking. Feeling of floating off, I would feel like I was always just like, bye, especially when I would lay down and go to sleep. I actually got gray hair from this, but don't worry, I ripped them out. I had insomnia problems, but I could fall asleep, but then I couldn't stay asleep. I would get really weird dreams. I would get sensory overload. I remember I went to like a Thanksgiving family thing for my boyfriend, and oh my god, that was really intense. I felt like I wanted to be outside the whole entire time and not in the building, because even the fans in there, everything just, it was too much. I was always cold. I felt like things were crawling all over my skin. The walls would be like warping, like they were like becoming like these warps, and like the things would be wobbly, items would be wobbly in a room, and it would feel like things are just like crazy. The weak legs, TMJ and clenching, I would be like constantly clenching my jaw, and I think that caused the tingling sensation in my head a lot. My ears are like a big symptoms. I would feel always like the rumbling, or I would feel like a pop. It would feel like it's pulsing, or my ears would be like really itchy, and the doctors always said that my ears were clean and fine. So also, this is not to say that I had all these symptoms at the exact same time. I would get one of these symptoms a day, or the next day I'll have something else, and the next day I'll have something else. I'll completely forget about anything else and go to another symptom. Probably this symptom will come back. Like it would just be like all over the place. But DPDR, the derealization, depersonalization, was there 24/7, chronic. It was never ending. Something with the DPDR was that I would get a lot of intrusive thoughts all the time. That was also that was there 24/7 with me too. It was always like I would think of something, my heart would drop, think of something, my heart will drop. Like it was really bad. But I ended up learning that you're not your thoughts and you have to let them be there. I'll tell you more about how to get over this. I was scared that I was actually gonna become schizophrenic. I would get mood swings, I still get them, but before I marked everything off as anxiety, I did go to the doctor, and I do recommend to go to the doctor to rule out that anything is actually wrong with you. I had like a brain scan, they took blood, they did everything. I went to the hospital like twice and to the doctors like 3 times to make sure I'm okay. Once that's ruled out, then you know it's anxiety. Like you are sensitized, your nervous system is literally at its peak final, like it can't handle anything, so that's why you're going through all these symptoms. One of the things I didn't like about DPDR is that you kind of forget who you were before, and then you feel like you can't go back to normal. And it feels like it will be hard to go back to normal. But I'm in this recovery journey and I can see how possible it actually is, because I am starting to go back to normal. I'm starting to get my old feelings back, my old personality back, and I'm starting to be me again, but like a better version of myself. But I'm still having I'm gonna get my real feelings back. Like I'm gonna be back to where DPDR doesn't define my life. It was hard to be home alone, going to work, getting up in the morning, driving, being in crowded spaces, and faking being okay 24/7. Because when I had like really bad depression, I could fake being happy. And if for some reason that wasn't hard. But this, it's hard to fake being real. Like if I could, I would have been like this all day. But no, I had to socialize. But let's get to the recovery. The number one thing about me was, since the beginning, I was like, I'm gonna heal from this, but I always thought that it was like an overnight thing, that I would go to sleep and then I would wake up and I'm back to normal. But no, after you've been sensitized, you're gonna have to go through some period of healing, and that's the part that I had to stick in my head. And I'm okay, I can take as long as I need. If I have to heal for like a year, I can do it, or more, I can do it. But that's the type of energy that you have to have going into the healing process. So healing does not involve taking really cold showers or taking some supplements, drinking tea, changing your diet, spending time soaking in the sun. This is stuff that I did, and they're nice and help your body, but it's not gonna heal you. They're not. There's no medicine to heal this. There's medicine to make this feel like less of a big problem, like it can calm you, but it's not the cure. I would spend my time on Reddit or just on Facebook groups about this anxiety, and they're not good for you. Don't spend your time on them. It's not beneficial at all for your health. I saw more benefits on another type of channel, which is Sean Kassam, I think that's how you pronounce his name, and I would just watch recovery stories every single day 24/7 because they inspired me to recover. Sean teaches acceptance, basically like exposure therapy. You have to accept your symptoms as they come. If you're feeling like you're not real, okay, then there's nothing that you really can do but to just accept it. All you have to just do is sit there and just go with the feeling. If you feel dizzy, I guess you feel dizzy. If a doctor told you that there's nothing wrong with you and you're feeling dizzy, and you know that you've been having this anxiety thing, it's anxiety. All these symptoms are just anxiety. And it's great because you can actually heal from anxiety and become like this person that can handle like stressful situations. The thing is that a lot of people do heal from this, and they end up appreciating the experience a lot, because even though it's scary and horrible, like it can feel like scary and horrible and whatever, you end up learning a lot from it, especially when you're recovering. You're like, dang, like I can see the world differently now. Like I can be so empathetic and caring to other people, and just like you start seeing like the bright side and everything. And then like whenever you get any negativity into your life, you kind of want to push it away from you. You're like, I don't have time for that. Like I don't need all that negativity. So the thing that I tell people is just the acceptance method, because that's what's worked with me and with tons of other people. And I did it on my own. I did want to join groups and stuff, but I really couldn't afford it. So I was like, okay, I guess I'll have to do it on my own. And it is a lonely journey, but you kind of get comfortable with being with yourself and your mind alone and just like living your life. I also think your environment is a big factor. If you're like in a really negative environment and you just like constantly stressed out, I think that you should try to figure out a way. If you can't get out of it, you can still heal. I'm just saying that for me, it was better for me to get out of my environment too, and just be able to unwind my mind. Fighting the symptoms, and like if you get an intrusive thought and you're like, no, that's not me, I don't think like that, I would never do that, that's fighting the thoughts. Whenever you get intrusive thoughts, let them be there. Be like, okay, I know that that's not me, whatever, I can feel that you're there, but honestly, I'm just gonna keep living my life. Keep living your life, go to work, hang out with friends, try to go out with family. Yes, you will get overwhelmed a lot of the times, but that's how you have to go. You have to trigger yourself. You have to face the triggers in order to heal from this. It's not at all a fast process. It will take time. It can take months, it can take you a year. People go at their own pace. I heard of people that healed in 2 months. I've heard of people that took at least a year or two. And whenever they're taking a year or two, it doesn't mean that they're still in that bad, severe, chronic. It means that they're still feeling their symptoms, but they're managing it still. They're not completely done, but there's progress there. For me, I still get some of my symptoms of DPDR. Not all the other ones where I was like really anxious about intrusive thoughts or palpitations. I don't get those, and if I do, I know how to react to them now. I just don't let them control me. And like, yes, it does get scary, especially if I'm sitting and watching TV and all of a sudden I just feel this sensation and I'm like, oh my god, it's back. No, there's gonna be setbacks. There's gonna be times where you feel completely fine for 3 or 4 days, even a week, and then it's just gonna come and hit you back to see if you're still scared of it. All you have to do is just show it no fear. Yes, you're gonna feel the fear, but you kind of just have to like react like it's not there and just be like, okay, I can feel you, but you can't really kill me, you can't hurt me, so I'm just gonna keep living and let you be there. Because once you show it attention, it's gonna be like, okay, I guess we can talk to it. But if you don't show it attention, it's gonna get mad and be like, okay, bye then. So you just have to treat it like it's a human being. So ignore it, just don't mind it, just let it be there, and eventually you're gonna reach a point where you don't even realize that you used to have that symptom, and you're gonna go on like that. With the healing, it feels like a whole back and forth thing. I keep like having moments where I'm just like, I don't get as much DPDR. I do get it, but it's like mild, and I would be hanging out with my friend and then I'll be like laughing, we'll be laughing about something, and I'm like, he's a human being and I'm a human being, I'm in my car, how did I get here again? And then I start getting the sensation of like leaving my body, and I'm like, okay, wait, no, let me be present with him, because it's okay to be present. And I'm like, okay, let me just listen to him, and then like keep talking, and then I'll completely forget about it, keep talking, and then like moments later he'll be talking again and I will get it again. But I can see like the process, because once you start having like your little hobbies again, you get your mind distracted with other stuff, that's when you know that you're kind of like recovering, when you're not thinking about it 24/7, because it's not really bothering you 24/7 anymore, because you stop showing it interest. That's the way. You just have to ignore it, kind of like live with it, and then it will eventually leave you alone, I promise that. But yeah, this was really brief. I didn't have like a whole like planner on how to talk about this, but if you guys have any symptoms or something that you're questioning, you can like comment below, and I can probably make a video on some symptoms that I've had or symptoms that you had and that I can relate to, and how I got over it. Like insomnia, like I got over that really quickly once I realized what was happening. There's so many other things, and usually it's the acceptance method that's gonna help you, but you kind of need to learn how to use the acceptance method. That's what's gonna get you to heal. That's what's gonna get you to recover. So you got this, guys.